After weathering a bit of a dark age in terms of new software, the Nintendo Wii's enjoyed a creative resurgence over the last several weeks, spearheaded by a batch of bold exclusives striking a new balance between innovation and tradition. But you know, in terms of trying something radical, in terms of giving a fresh take to an established concept, even the platform's most conceptually ambitious efforts may pale in comparison to this one. This is the aptly titled Disney Epic Mickey. Now, Epic Mickey would be a noteworthy release if only for its outstanding concept. For almost a century, Mickey Mouse has been one of the world's most recognizable and beloved icons, but what about those he overshadowed? What about the shoulders he stepped on to get there? Imagine a dark world inhabited by Disney characters long forgotten. This is the world of Epic Mickey. The mouse's curiosity gets the best of him, and he finds himself trapped in a cartoon world that's being pulled apart by paint on one end and paint thinner on the other. Armed with a magical brush that's able to spray both, Mickey has to mend this calamitous world, not to mention confront his own past, if he wants to make it out with his own ink intact. Obviously, that premise can be summed up in one word: face-meltingly cool and awesome. But what's more important than the game's sophisticated plot is its actual gameplay. Epic Mickey is a hybrid 2D, 3D platformer. You control Mickey through a twisted world that ostensibly feels pulled from the golden age of 3D platformers back in the 1990s. What makes this game stand out, though, is its clever design. The levels, the aesthetics, and perhaps most of all, the game's use of choice and morality. Now, it's not BioShock or Mass Effect or anything like that, but your interactions do evolve based on the decisions you make in the game, and that makes Epic Mickey an even more engrossing experience. Now, the bulk of the game takes place in these bizarre 3D environments, these surreal worlds that feel like the imaginations of Tim Burton and Walt Disney are about to tear each other apart. And these levels are awesome. They're designed well, and over the course of the game's 15 to 20 hours, they're generally really intelligent and they pace very well. But serving as segues between these long 3D levels are these incredible 2D levels. Mickey is transported back to his earliest cartoon shorts, and you're literally platforming through 1947's Mickey and the Beanstalk and, as you see here, 1928's groundbreaking Steamboat Willie. These levels are easily the highlight of the game, but that's actually one of the problems with Epic Mickey. You get to these 2D levels, they blow your mind, and they're over in mere minutes before the game throws you back into 3D. Now, as I said, it's not that the 3D stuff is bad at all, it's good stuff. It's just a bit contrived at times. We've seen this kind of platforming before. But the really memorable parts are the 2D segments, and you find yourself wanting them to last a lot longer than they actually do. But perhaps the biggest problem with Epic Mickey is its camera. You have to manually manipulate the camera during most of your quest, and that can get really frustrating. But seriously, don't let that dissuade you in the slightest from picking up this game. This is a fiercely clever and intelligent platformer that manages to both redefine Mickey Mouse and bring him back to that mischievous persona so typical of the character in his formative years. And you know, in that regard, it's kind of ironic that one of the world's most established and disciplined characters would be at the forefront of 2010's small-scale creativity revival on Wii. But that's just one of the many things that makes this game so memorable.